Hi guys, welcome to Leicester Fan TV, the away fan chat show tonight. I'll be joined by Joe from Leeds, JustJoe Football Show. You'd also know for all Leeds TV. We'll be talking about the Premier League encounter on Sunday between Leeds and Leicester at Elland Road, a massive game. So I'll be talking to Joe and getting an opposition view on Leeds, see how Leeds' season's going so far. Leicester's, it's been up and down so far this season. So I'll get Joe's thoughts on Leeds and Leicester going into this one. As always, guys, we want your views. We want your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are live 7 days a week. So we are live on Wednesday. Tomorrow night is the Premier League prediction show. Instead, Thursday is the watch along as Leicester take on Spartak Moscow in the Europa League. The pre-match show with Reedy, looking from a Leicester perspective, and a post-match analysis on Spartak Moscow. Sunday is the watch along as Leeds take on Leicester, and the aftermath show just before that at 10 o'clock in the morning with Jamie. So it should be an interesting. If you're watching live, join in the debate. If you've got any questions for Joe, I'm sure he'll be happy enough to answer them. So, guys, let's get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV, the away fan chat show, as we'll be talking to Joe from JustJoe Football Show. Please like and share, guys. As always, subscribe to Leicester Fan TV. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Snapchat. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us wherever you can find us at Leicester Fan TV. Let's get a few good evenings in then. Ahmed, hello. Craig, evening, pal. Hello, Josh. Hello, Maz. Hope you're well. Abdelaziz, hello, pal. How are you? Ahmed from Palestine. Interesting. Jack, do you sit next to one of the bottom tunnels on the side of it? I think I've seen you right side of the cop. Maybe you did. Hello from Algeria. Interesting. Evening, how are you? I'm going to Elland Road Sunday. Can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be a massive atmosphere. Leeds are very good with an atmosphere, as you know, at Elland Road. They love to get behind their team. We'll get Joe's thoughts on that very shortly. Hayden, hello. Zach, afternoon, evening here. Neil Plato, hello. Howdy from Dallas. Evening from Zambia. Yeah, we've got Patson Dakar. Hey. How are you doing? Facebook user, if you can click in, we'll know who that is. Going to be a classy away day. Always is. Evening from Zambia. Right then, let's get the main man in himself and let's talk Leeds United, Leicester City. It's Joe from JustJoe Football Show. How are you, Joe?
Good, mate. Good. Looking forward to I say I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually quite nervous. I know you said you've had an up and down season. I think ours has been mainly down, to be honest, mate. So, looking forward to it, but I'm quite nervous, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster season for Leeds. I mean, you guys come back in the Premier League last season after winning the Championship. You had a fantastic season. You came to our place and turned us over. Yeah. We went to your place and beat you 4-1 on this day. How have you found life in the Premier League, Joe? I mean, last season you were fantastic. What's happened this season? What do you think's gone wrong with Leeds?
I'm loving being back, regardless of the results. Premier League football is just different gravy, in it. It just hits differently. You know yourself. You've been down to League One. You've been down in the Championship. It's rough down there. It's not good. So I love being back in the Premier League, of course. This season has been different, though. Like you said, last season we finished 9th. We had some great performances, some great results against top teams like yourself. But this season it's been different. Like, we've only got 2 wins on the board, Norwich and Watford, which you could argue are the teams that will be relegated, I think. Couple of draws, Burnley, Newcastle, and then obviously beaten by the likes of Manchester United, Liverpool, etc. So we've got a point against Wolves. I suppose that's a decent point. But I don't know what's really gone wrong. I don't think the summer went well, Jack. I don't think we got enough or the right players in the door. Bielsa's methods are tough. Some of these players have been doing it now for like 4 years. Are they coming to the end of their cycle? Possibly. It's hard to put your finger on it. Like, we've got quite a few players out of form, a lot of injuries. Obviously, no Bamford currently, no Ayling, and they're integral to what we do. So it's been tough, mate. It's been tough, but hopefully we can get a positive result on the weekend. Which, against you, I know you've had an up and down season. You're still a great side, Jack. You know.
Well, Ayling and Bamford are like your key players, aren't they? They're players who perform well to the standards of the Premier League last season. Obviously, Bamford, played a few times for Chelsea, didn't he? His time at Chelsea. Rafinha, he's shined a light in the Premier League. Fantastic winger. He'd be a player I'd take from Leeds United as a Leicester fan. I just think he's incredible. They said the way he takes on players, the way he runs at players, he's just fantastic, isn't he? To watch Rafinha. I mean, I watched a Norwich game at the weekend and he ran the show for Leeds. I mean, he scored as well. I bet you guys are loving having him there.
Yeah. He's different gravy, mate. I think he'll be playing Champions League football next season, which unfortunately for you, Jack, means he won't be going to Leicester because you won't be getting Champions League football. I just put that out there. So I think he's amazing and he's integral to everything we do. At the minute, he gets us out of jail, and we rely heavily on him. I can't lie. So we need to start to share the burden, as it were, and some more players need to get involved. But again, when you've got people like Bamford and Ayling missing, they're big misses. And obviously, Calvin's just back from injury, so he's looking a bit out of sorts at the minute. But listen, be concerned about Rafinha. Be concerned about Rafinha because you should be. Like, I'm not saying that. I think we'll struggle in the game, but Rafinha can come up clutch at any moment, so he's someone to be wary of for sure.
Yeah. Calvin Phillips had a great Euros with Declan Rice as his partner. I bet you guys loved him in the Euros. I mean, watching him as a neutral fan, I thought he was a fantastic player. He could play at the highest level with a big club. Do you guys fear of losing Calvin Phillips at any point, Joe, within any transfer window?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't say this season or next. I'm not concerned, but of course, look, like you said yourself, him and Declan had a fantastic Euros as a partnership. I think they showed the rest of us that had reservations. I didn't, but there'll be a lot of opposing fans who are not Leeds fans who will look at Calvin and say, "No, he's not all that." After the Euros, they recognise how good he is, and they showed us that them two players, just them two, can do it at a higher level. And as a Leeds fan, he's a Leeds lad. Of course, I'll be gutted, but he would go with my blessing as long as he went to a team that we like or not like. You don't really like opposition, but you get what I'm saying. It's someone you're not a rival with. As long as you don't go to Manchester United, as long as you don't go to Chelsea, then he'll go with my blessing because ultimately he deserves to play at the top level, and the top level is Champions League football, isn't it? So, he will go eventually.
You guys call him the Yorkshire Pirlo, don't you?
Yes.
I've heard that name quite a lot. How did that come about?
I don't know, mate, to be honest. I can't even remember. I couldn't tell you. It's just the chant that we have, Phillips the Yorkshire Pirlo. And then it just stuck. And then, of course, like the fanzines, etc., have pictures of him. Basically, pictures of Pirlo, but his head taken off and Calvin's put on. I don't know. It just stuck. It's nice. It's a great chant as well. He's magic, you know. Phillips the Yorkshire Perlo. There you go.
There we go. So what's gone wrong from last season then, Joe? I know you guys have got injuries. I mean, look at Leicester last season. We had a shopping list full of injuries. You know, how has it affected Leeds in the way Bielsa sets up and the way he plays in the Premier League? Do you think he's lost a lot of key players this season where, you know, they could change a game by the scruff of its neck, them sort of players?
Yeah, well, I think Bamford's key. Like, Bamford got an England call up. Let's not, you know, forget that. He was at the top of his game. So any side missing him is going to struggle, especially one like ours that doesn't have a massive squad, doesn't have a good amount of quality depth like a Leicester does, like other clubs do that have been in the Premier League for a couple of seasons. So you take him out, obviously that's going to be a big miss. Luke Ayling's been a big miss at right back. Like I say, Calvin's been injured. Our new left back, Firpo, he's been injured. Harrison's form's been nothing like we're used to. He's dropped off massively. So there's a number of things. Injuries, form of certain players. I wish I could give you like a straight answer. There's a number because we didn't get it right off the pitch either. I think the players that we signed, I like Dan James, but it was a lot of money, 25 million on Dan James. I think we needed a midfielder, a centre midfielder. We didn't get one. That's a mistake. Hopefully we'll get one in loan in January, but we'll have to wait and see. But there's a number of reasons why it's not going well. But look, for those that are asking as well, I don't know if you're going to ask me this. I'm not concerned about relegation. I understand we are in a fight. We are in a fight as it stands, 10 games in, looking around us, performances. We are in a fight. But I don't think we'll go down. I don't think we'll go down. I think Norwich and Watford will, and then there's one more spot available. And there's a number of clubs that could drop into that. I hope and pray it's not us, and I don't think it will be. Look, end of the day, last season, you know, we've got such a tough run in December. We've got all the top 6 sides, and we sprung surprises last season. You could argue 3-1 at your place was a surprise. Yeah. You know, we beat City 2-1 with 10 men. We can beat these big sides, man. So bring it on. That's what we're in the Premier League for, isn't it?
That's it. You're not there to just make up the numbers unless you're Norwich happy enough to go up and down every season and just accept that parachute payment at the end of it. You know, Leeds is a very hard place to go. The crowd are very up for it every game, aren't they? Obviously, being a Leicester fan going to Leeds, it's never easy. We've been lucky enough to get results sometimes, obviously, the times in the Championship and that. Leeds love an atmosphere and they know when to get behind the players and get on their players' backs. They're very passionate and they're very loud. You know, they take a good away following. I'll be expecting that from them this season. Now crowds are back, you know, you'll hear them 100% in that corner. Joe, let's talk about your last 5 games then. You've won 2, lost 2, drawn 1. How do you think them performances have lived up to Bielsa's expectations?
I think if you look at that, like where the last 6 games, we're 8th in the form table. When you look at it like that, you're like, okay, that's not so bad. But as a fan watching them week out, the 2 wins have been against Norwich and Watford. Both performances work great. A draw against Wolves, we were good in that game, and they're doing really well, so that's a good point at home. But the losses now, I forget who they're against. But what I'm saying is, okay, that looks like okay form. 1-2 drawn 2. 1-2 lost 2 drawn 1. But in all honesty, performance-wise, we've been rubbish, Jack. Yeah. So Leicester fans have a reason to be confident going into this game because Leeds United haven't looked up to the races for me. Obviously, a lot of Leeds fans are like hashing this, we're 6th or 8th in the form table. We're not doing that bad. And it's like, yeah, but come on. We can see with our eyes that we are playing poor. You've seen yourself against Norwich. Teams are blowing that team out of the water. Yeah. They're rubbish. Norwich are rubbish. I'll say it. They're rubbish. Yeah. They might beat Derby's record of the all-time lowest points. There's a big chance of that. There is a big chance. But we struggled against them, bro. 2-1. It's not. it wasn't pretty. Watford as well, we only managed to score 1 goal. And I know Watford are different now. They have Claudio Ranieri, but we had Cisco. We were the team that got him the sack. They were rubbish that game, and we only scored 1. So I look at performances. We were good for half an hour against West Ham, but we lost that game. And we were good against Wolves, and we got a point. The rest, it's all been a bit meh. So Leicester's going to be solid at the weekend, and I am really worried about the game.
You say that. Looking at the Arsenal game, I mean, you guys can take some Leicester's weaknesses. I mean, set pieces is one of them. If you watch the way Leicester set up,
we're rubbish at them. Don't worry about it.
Well, you might be rubbish at them. You get your first goal past us, though. You don't have to worry about that. I mean, we don't have no one at the back post. It's always zonal marking or anything like that. You know, our defence, it's always pass backwards, sideways, backwards. You know, when we attack, we even go backwards. So, you know, we beat around the bush a lot. I know we beat Manchester United, which was a great performance by the lads. That's something I want to see as a Leicester fan. The passion, the desire, the team spirit and that. We got that against Man United, and then against Arsenal, complete opposite. You know, we went back to how we played before the Man United game, and we lost to an Aaron Ramsdale, some super saves. You know, it's going to be England's number 1 at some point, Aaron Ramsdale. Pickford, I don't rate him. £35 million for him. Nah, he ain't England's number 1. I'd rate Nick Pope as England's number 1, but watching Ramsdale at the weekend, he's only going to get better at Arsenal. And I think Arsenal, you know, people would have said that looking at that team, they've improved, which they have. Emile Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel, Tamiyasu. They've got some great talent there, and they're only going to get better because of how young they are. And I mean, they took advantage of Leicester in the first 20 minutes, and then we lost that game then, and it was just a big hill to climb, isn't it? 2-0, and, you know, you don't know when you're going to score. You just got to create chances. I just think Leicester's too slow to come out. We're too passing around the back, and I think that's what's going to help Leeds out at the weekend, if that's going to be our weaknesses and set pieces as well. And I think that's something Leeds are going to look at exposing us for. We're not playing well either. Can't keep a clean sheet. Good evening, Callum. Let's talk about the Norwich game then, Joe. You guys scored. Norwich got one back from a set piece, and then I think Rafinha scored, didn't he, after?
Rodrigo, wasn't it?
Rodrigo, was it? Yeah, Rodrigo. Yeah. Second goal.
Yeah, I mean, Rafinha, a lovely bit of work on the right-hand side. Great control, cut inside against Omibideli, I think. It was his debut, maybe, or his first time playing the left of a back three. Rafinha gave him a bit of torrid time, but he does that in most games, you know. So a moment of quality from him. We then obviously straight up the other end concede a set piece. Again, we're not great from set pieces, but Rodrigo stuck one in from outside the box. Krul should have saved it. It's a goalkeeping error. If obviously Krul saves it, then we draw the game, and it's like, wow, you're drawing against Norwich, really? It wasn't convincing, Jack, at all. Of course, 3 points were all that mattered in that game, though, and sometimes you have these sort of games in the Premier League, in any division, really, where it's rubbish, but you get 3 points and you move on. I just think, like I say, performances on a whole this season haven't been great. We were rubbish against Southampton, not great against Norwich, okay against Wolves. But like I say, the fixtures just get tougher. And as a fan, it's hard for me at the minute to be enthused and look forward to games without being nervous. You know, like last season, for example, I was buzzing. We came up, we were winning games. Yeah, we were on the end of hiding sometimes, but straight back with a win straight after. Finished 9th. Great first season. But this season, because the performances aren't up to scratch, it's like you're going into each game thinking, oh no, we've got Leicester at the weekend. Oh no, do you know what I mean? And that's how I feel. And the performance against Norwich didn't boost my confidence. If anything, it just left me as I were. Even though we got the 3 points, it was like, well, we weren't that great. So we need an improvement at the weekend for sure.
Do you think Leeds have been like Wolves? Obviously, came up from the Championship, had a fantastic season to start off with, and then they've been dropping off quite a bit. I mean, if you looked at Nuno Espirito Santos, Wolverhampton Wanderers, before Legay took over, you know, they had a great season, came up. They had some great players, Neves and that, but they picked up points against the bigger teams. And And I think with Wolves, you know, they remind me of Leeds this season, where they've had a fantastic season in the first season, beat the big sides, you know, not scared of anybody, turned over Leicester as well. And then second season, you know, Europe came knocking for Wolves, and the way Nuno set up, very defensively, you know, Leeds, they need that confidence, don't they, Joe, this season? They need somebody to grab them by the scruff of the neck. They need that leader. Obviously, Cooper, you know, would you have replaced him?
Who, sorry?
Cooper at the back, centre half.
No, I like him. I like him, me, Jack. A lot of Leeds fans don't, obviously. But I don't mind. He's club captain, man. He's close to getting 200 games now, I think. And he'd be up there in the top 5 for the most games captained, I think, at Leeds United, which, you know, he doesn't get enough respect for me. Okay, he's not the best, and a lot of people would like to see him come out of the side. And coming up against Jamie Vardy, for example, I worry because he struggles against pace, and we know that Jamie Vardy's got that in abundance. But now, listen, I like Liam Cooper. A lot don't. That's them. But for me, he's my captain. So he brought my team back to the promised land, and I'll always, you know, like him for that. So I have no Cooper hate for you, man. I enjoy him.
Yep. Let's move on to the Premier League weekend game then on Sunday at 2:00 as Leicester travel to Ellen Road. What are your thoughts on Leicester first, Joe, going into this one? How do you think Leicester are as a football club, and how do you think they've performed under Brendan Rodgers?
Yeah, I like Leicester, mate. I like Leicester. I love Jamie Vardy. Can't lie. He played for my hometown, Halifax Town, on his way up the pyramid. I like Leicester. I like Brendan Rodgers. I like what he's done there. I think our chairman has come out and said he wants to follow the Leicester model. You know, bringing in players, great recruitment, moving them on, and then bringing through the next gem. You know, like Fofana, for example, you pay a lot of money for him, but when he eventually moves on, he's going to go for X amount, provided he comes back from his injury. All right, but you know, I think Leicester are a club to look at, and look. I think Leeds are a bigger club than Leicester. I'll say that. But what I'm saying is that you aspire to be like Leicester in that you've just won an FA Cup, bro. You won the Premier League. Like, that's insane. That is insane. Like, little old Leicester won a Premier League and an FA Cup last season. That's insane, bro. Like, I would give anything for that. I would genuinely give anything for that. Winning the championship was great. Anything prior, 91, 92, when we won the first division, I was 4. You know what I mean? Like the championship and League One, we did that, promotion, all that sort of stuff. But to win something at the top level is amazing. And to win a Premier League, mate, like, wow, I can't imagine what that would be like. So fair play. I like Leicester. I do. Bit of a topsy-turvy season, though. Bit of a surprise. Maddison hasn't been showing up, I don't think. I know Locks. I know Locks in the box, don't I? So he fills us in all the time. I think he went back to a back 3 recently. Soyuncu, Evans. I'm not sure who else has played there, and that's helped you out. Amati. Obviously, Fofana injured. So I like. Do you know what? As well, I actually like Soyuncu, although I know he's not rated that highly, right? But I think he's all right. I don't mind him, but I guess you guys watch him week in, week out. So there you go. But I am worried, mate. And, you know, this season's brought me down, man, because normally I predict a win in every single Leeds game. But this season, listen, I'll be happy with a point against Leicester City. I can't lie, because we're not great. I know you are doing great, but you're a top side. So it's going to be a good game, though.
Yeah. Leicester is a club then. Good manager. Can't take that away from Brendan Rodgers. Won the FA Cup, the Community Shield since he's been here. He's turned the tide from when Ranieri won the Premier League to then, obviously, he got the sack. Shakespeare took over. Puel took over. Obviously, at that torrid time when the late Vishal Shribhada Papa died, which was a hard time for the club to come back. I mean, I think Brendan's getting to what Top wants and what his dad visioned in what his dad wanted to build here at Leicester. We're doing exactly that. I mean, if you watch Top in the FA Cup win, look how amazing it looked. Obviously, bringing him down from the stands. Obviously, his dad would have been proud of him for achieving what he's achieved since. I think with Leicester, it's a process, isn't it? Where, you're not going to expect to win every game in the Premier League. Yeah. When you do, you take the points, don't you? And, you've got to build a squad big enough to compete. And I think we've done that. Obviously, Tielemans, Maddison, Jamie Vardy, Schmeichel in goal. We've brought in some great players this summer window. Lookman, maybe not Vestergaard for £15 million, but Ryan Bertrand, is experienced enough to play there. I mean, Fofana's going to be coming back soon. James Justin, Wilfred Ndidi. It's a good Leicester squad, and anyone would wish to have them sort of players in their team. But we're not a team who's going to spend big every transfer window to achieve things. We're not a club who's achieved it through money. It's been hard work and dedication. And like the Leeds owner, he wants to mould his Leeds United into Leicester City. Yeah. And, it's going to take time to do that for you guys. And hopefully you guys in the future can do that. Players watch for Leicester then, Joe. Who are you most afraid of from the Leicester City team?
Your man Vardy, of course. Tielemans, definitely. I think the thing is with Leeds United, with that man marking system, someone like Tielemans has the quality to, just ghost off the back of people and break that man marking system, and then it fully opens up for Leicester. So Tielemans, of course, because do you know what it is as well, mate? Like we haven't had our midfield this season's just been non-existent, bro. It might as well not be there at times because Mateus clicking there, Dallas, they're just not being on form. So I feel that he could really run the show. Could really run the show. I do like Vestergaard as well. As Vestergaard not been getting game time though at Leicester?
He has, but he's like a human lamppost, isn't he? He's not. He's just stand there, isn't it? You know what I mean? There's no movement from him. He's like on Calabert, isn't it? When he runs, do you know what I mean? He's slow as anything. And he's like, you know what I mean?
Do you know what though? Like at Southampton, I was always impressed by him, man. He was great at bringing the ball out and a danger from set pieces, but it doesn't seem to have. Gone with his Leicester. Obviously, the likes of Iheanacho. I think for Jose Perez as well. I know he's not everyone's flavour of the month at Leicester. I think there's better players like Yudaka, Iheanacho, Lookman as well as one. But I think with Perez, he's good technically, and I think Brendan Rodgers might look to someone like him. Harvey Barnes as well. Listen, I forget, man. You've got so many good players. Harvey Barnes put us on toast in the Championship when he played for West Brom. So. Anyone in your team, basically. Not too concerned about the back line.
Yeah.
Really. Like you mentioned, Soyuncu, Amati, Evans. Yeah, I think, okay. Bertrand, who's on right wing back? Is it Thomas?
Ricardo plays right wing back. And then obviously we've got Castagna as well, but obviously Luke Thomas, is not everyone's cup of tea. Everyone will have their opinions on different players, won't they? They're all not going to agree on the same player. I mean, I'm sure you have opinions on players which you think's good, Cooper, and then people will say, he isn't, and then. But that's football, isn't it? The old in a debate. Some people could pick a different man of the match to you. You could think, Cooper won man of the match, and someone say, but Bamford were better, But I guess from a striker perspective, you expect Bamford to score goals week in, week out. But I guess that's where your firing power's gone, hasn't it, this season? Bamford injury, it's a massive loss. Calvin Phillips hasn't really played much. Rafinha, he's the only player really I think he's played really well this season for Leeds. I mean, Stuart Dallas ain't the player what he was last season, running up and down them wings and creating chances and scoring goals.
No, you're right, mate. You bang on.
Who's the key players for Leeds who Leicester needs to look out for then, Joe, if you had to look at this one, apart from Rafinha?
I was going to say Rafinha.
11 Rafinhas.
Yeah. Wow, it's hard, mate, at the minute. I can't lie. Diego Llorente, I will say. Centre-back, probably best centre-back we have at our club. Bringing the ball out, passing the balls into midfield, breaking the lines. He's great. So I would definitely say Diego Llorente. Of course, everyone knows about Rafinha, but watch out for Diego Llorente. And that's about it. On current form, Jack, that's all I've got for you. That's all I've got for you, bro. It's not good. Honestly, it's not good, man. It's not good.
Mad.
Rafinha, Llorente. Dan James, meh. He's got no final ball.
I think with Dan James, it's all pace.
Yeah, he's got no final ball,
you know what I mean?
bro. And the thing is, he's not even using his pace at Leeds, it seems. It's like I don't know if it's a confidence thing. Maybe it is. He gets into positions and then sort of checks back inside. And I'm just thinking, just run. Because that's what you're good at. Like, you're fast. Get round players by running. Do you know what I mean? But, he's still a lot to do to convince a lot of Leeds fans. I can't lie.
You paid quite a bit of money for him as well. I mean, Leicester were linking with him in the summer. I mean, Leeds wasn't there after it. Didn't they want him before Dan James? He went for his medical and that, and it never happened. Yeah. The Swansea pulled the plug. Hassan Ali makes a good point in the chat there as well, just about Pascal Struijk. Pascal Struijk's a great player as well. He was great. Actually, he was probably behind Rafinha, one of the shining lights for Norwich against Norwich. He either played. Depends what we go with. If we go with a back three, or he may play in the DM and Calvin play a little bit higher. But Pascal's good. Pascal is a good player. Still a young lad from the Ajax Academy. He's got a big future ahead of him. Oh, and I will say, let me say as well, Joe Geldart, if we see him, he's only 19. He's been likened to the Wayne Rooney. A lot of top clubs wanted him. You know, he's a young lad. He's been scoring a lot of goals in the under-23s. He came on against Wolves and changed the game, won us the penalty in the last minute. He didn't feature against Norwich, but if the game's tight, he may come on and be mindful of Joe Geldart. If you see him come on the pitch, just be mindful, because he's a great player, great prospect. Yeah, I'll be looking from the stands on Sunday. I'll be there at
I'll be like
Road.
that across.
Joe, team selection then. What's your Leeds 11 for the weekend?
How are Leicester going to line up top? Two up top, or just the one?
I think how Brendan Rodgers does it. He plays Maddison in behind. He obviously plays Iheanacho and Vardy, but then he might play Daka and Vardy. You never know what Brendan's got up his sleeve for the weekend.
So do you think he'll go with two up top, or will it be one behind or what?
I think he'll go two up top, because I think Vardy's going to get rested on Thursday night ahead of Spartak Moscow, but then he'll play at the weekend. He normally goes for Kelechi and Vardy. So.
Okay, because if you go with the two up top, then Leeds United will go with a back three. So I'd imagine it'll be Cooper, Llorente, Pascal in the back three. Hopefully Junior Firpo left wing back if he's back from injury. Right wing back, I think, might be Cody Drame, another young lad. He's one to watch out for if he does start. But it could be Shackleton, it could be Dallas, honestly. But I'd like to see Cody Drame give it a go. Calvin will play. Rodrigo, Harrison, James, Rafinha. Rodrigo probably behind either one of James or Harrison up top. It's a bit of a mad one at the minute because it's square pegs in round holes. So, yeah, I think because we had James and Harrison both playing as the 9 and then switching against Norwich, and then Rafinha in sort of like the high 8-10 role. So it's a strange one at the minute, mate. I struggle to be able to predict lineups because Bielsa's tinkering a little bit depending on who we go up against. But you never know. Bamford might be back fit. Listen, if we get the press conference on Friday and Bamford's fit and Ayling's fit, then my confidence will go up somewhat chronic. So we'll have to wait and see on Friday.
Yep. Guys, Smash a like, share, subscribe. Go and check out Joe's channel. It's just Joe's Football Show, where he does Premier League. Everything Premier League, even Leeds United. If you're a neutral, go and check out Joe's channel. Joe, tactics then to beat Leicester.
Play well. It'd be nice if we could actually play well, Jack. It'd be nice if we could actually play well, mate. I'm really concerned about, obviously, your forward options. I am. The likes of Vardy, Iheanacho, Daka as well, if he brings him on, We struggle with pace. The midfield's going to be key. Because my worry is that Tielemans just dictates it. So midfield battle is going to be key. Whether or not Leeds can have any sort of impact in that area remains to be seen this season. Maybe he'll use Adam Forshaw to give us a bit more solidity in there. I'm not sure. I honestly, mate, you can tell, I'm really not confident going into the fixture. Which, if we get something, it'll just make my weekend. You know what I mean? Because I'm going into the fixture genuinely thinking we'll struggle to get anything from this game. So yeah, the midfield's key. Obviously, being wary of your pace in behind. But I do look at your defence, and that for me is your weak point.
It is.
Like everywhere else, you're really strong. Samar, playing Didi. All them players there, midfield up, decent. I think defensively, Evans, Amati, Soyuncu, even the wing backs, look, Ryan Bertrand's good, and Charlie, at the minute, mate, you're probably right, mate, like that. Defensively you can be got at. So if Rafinha's on it and we press you from the front, and Rodrigo struggles to do that, he's no Bamford, that's for sure. Then why not? Why not? But I'm concerned, mate.
How do you think Rodrigo's adapted to Premier League life? I mean, he was used to the La Liga to in sunny Spain. I mean, coming to Ellen Road, it's not all sunshine, and it's probably miserable up north.
Yeah, I think the thing is with Rodrigo as well, it feels a bit to me like Bielsa's trying to teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah,
he's trying to mould him into a different position that he's not comfortable in, hasn't played before. He's always been a number 9 wherever he's played, and Bielsa's trying to form him into this 10, high 8 pressing, and he's probably never done that in his career. So it feels a little bit like the transfer at the time when we made it was probably too good to turn down. He is Spain's number 9. He's available at a cut down price. Maybe he was brought in thinking that Bamford's in the back of their minds might not be able to do it in the Prem.
Yeah,
obviously Bamford can and did. So now you've got this player that broke the transfer record, and Bielsa wants to continue to play him because Barcelona inquired about him in the summer, and Leeds United said no, we don't want to sell him. So I feel like Bielsa's got a little bit of a project of making him into this player that maybe he isn't, and I feel a little bit like he's teaching an old dog new tricks. And it's not really worked out. I want it to. I really, really want it to. But, yeah, we might look back in a couple of seasons think, yeah, that one probably didn't work out, So it's a little bit of a shame because when we brought him in, I was over the moon.
Yeah. Thoughts on the manager then, Bielsa?
Love him. Love him, Jack. He's amazing. I've seen a few comments earlier on saying, would he go? Would you want him gone? Listen, never. I've said before, and I said it on Twitter, I will categorically never, ever ask for this man to leave my football club, regardless of what happens. Sheffield United fans were the same with Chris Wilder. And I think we're the same because of what this man's done and how he's transformed us. People forget it. People have short memories, but this man's transformed us and took us to the Premier League when we were going nowhere, bro. We were going absolutely nowhere as a football club. Poor owner after poor owner. Yeah. And he came in and he's not only changed the way we play, but he's changed everything underneath that, the under-23s and everything. And when he goes, the legacy will be set. as long as we bring in another manager that has a similar sort of style, then we're set for a long time, and that's all down to that man. So regardless of what happens this season, I love him, man, honestly.
Yeah, he's done great for you guys, hasn't he? Winning the championship, he's changed the way you guys play. He got you playing a fantastic style last season. Watching Leeds, turned up against Manchester City and running it. The teams, I know you got battered against Man United, but you still look at the first game, for instance, last season, Liverpool away. Absolutely amazing. Leeds actually turned up and gave Liverpool a right battle, and that was something Liverpool didn't expect. They didn't roll over. They took Liverpool head on, and you could have got the win. It was goal after goal that game, and obviously Bielsa, he loves to sit on his plant pot, doesn't he? Next to the subs bench, or if Rafinha's not pushing him over when he's actually crouched down for so long. I mean, I don't know how he don't pull his back.
I know.
But no, I just think Bielsa, Guardiola loves him, doesn't he? He thinks he's a great manager. And I think you guys, if you can get the right players in, you could get further up the table.
For sure.
But you just got to trust the process with Bielsa, aren't you? I know fans are going to get frustrated and that, but you just got to stick with it. You don't know where it's going to take you in the end. But hopefully for you guys in the right direction. What's your predictions then, Joe, for this season for Leeds?
If you were to give me 17th now, I'd take it. If you were to give me 17th now, I'd take it. Because it's not been a great start, and we're only 10 games in. And a lot of Leeds fans are saying, "Oh, well, we're 8th in the form table or whatever it is over the last 6." Mate, the performances don't lie. So I'd take 17th now. I'd take 17th now, but listen, hopefully we can get some positive results, get some players in January and start to climb up the table. But for us, it's all about survival. Listen, it's only our second season. As long as we stay in the division, that's all that matters.
Yeah. What are your predictions for Leicester, Joe? Where do you think Leicester will end up this season?
Oh, it's been tough, hasn't it? Champions League's gone. It's a shame, really, because you had them 2 seasons when you were in there, but now Man United, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool have just progressed so much that no one will catch them 4. So you're looking for Europa League, Europa Conference, I think, but you've not had the best of starts. But and the thing is, there's so many teams vying for them positions now. Tottenham, obviously, Conte, West Ham, Moyes is unreal there. Arsenal, say what you want, but they've been getting results now. Yourselves, and I'm going to throw Wolves in there. I think Wolves look good as well. Everton, I know they've had a few poor results, but Rafa Benitez, he's a top quality manager. They won't stay poor for long. So there is so many teams that will be chasing them European spots, and I put Leicester in that. I think the Premier League for me this season is one of the best. Like, it's so good because it's not just you. Of course, them top 4 teams are a little bit ahead, but I think. European. It's just such a good league, man. It's such a good league.
Yeah, it's unpredictable, isn't it? You look at a championship, you're not guaranteed to come up every season, are you? It's a very difficult league, the championship. Yeah. As you guys know, and so do Leicester, you're not guaranteed to come back up after going down. I know Norwich have been lucky enough to do that on many of occasions now, but not with a big budget. Leeds should be around the top 6 as well.
I wish, mate.
That's a big prediction, that. Yeah. Joe, who do you think is going to go down this season? I know you mentioned Norwich and Watford. Who do you think is going to be 18th?
I think Burnley will have too much because they will. They always do under Dyche. I'd love to say Newcastle, but in January they're going to spend. I'm running out of options here. I might have to say Leeds. No, I'm joking.
Don't say that. You don't know who's watching.
No, Crystal Palace is decent. Southampton.
Brentford will stay up.
No, do you know what? I'm not too sure on that. They've lost 3 on the bounce. Or is it 4 now? Or is that Aston Villa?
They lost to Leicester and
I
Burnley.
honestly don't. As long as it's not Leeds, Jack. Because as I'm saying they won't, I'm suddenly finding myself left with one team, and that's mine. So I can't even bring myself
you protect your own team at all costs.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at your next 5 games then, Joe. You've got Leicester, you've got Tottenham, you've got Brighton side, who's very much on form in the Premier League. Surprised quite a lot of people. Crystal Palace playing well under Patrick Vieira, and then Thomas Frank's Brentford. How many points are you going to get out of this one? Out of the next 5?
Oh, God. I'm going to say... 7. It's not great, is it?
Which games are you going to get points out of? That's what I want to know.
The last 3.
The last 3?
Yeah. 2 wins and a draw. Now, if you give me a draw, if we beat Hughes, like unreal, I'll change. I don't think we beat Tottenham now because Conte's come in. Yeah, he's got the full international break to get into them. They'll be a different side when we play them. Brighton, we always struggle against, so I'm going to say a point, and we beat Palace and Brentford. But again, our record against Brentford's really poor. Palace are a decent side. It could be a lot less, mate, but I'm going to say 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question then, Joe. Where can everyone find you, mate, on YouTube and all social media?
Yeah, so the JustJoe Football Show, same across the socials. Please do come and subscribe. We have a regular Premier League preview and review show that Locks, who used to be on here, appears on regularly. So we get a lot of Leicester insight. So please do follow us because, as I say, you get a lot of Leicester input. When he's not bottling it, of course, because he was supposed to come on last night's show and we had an Arsenal fan and he didn't show up.
You had Egal on, didn't you?
Yeah. What happened, Jack? On Thursday, him and the gal were chatting and he was saying, we're going to batter you, you're done. Da-da-da. So everyone came on Monday expecting Locks to be there and he bottled it.
I mean, I spoke to Egal. When was it? Friday, I think it was. We went through Leicester City, Arsenal, combined 11 and that. Great lad. Obviously, he's going to back his own team, isn't he? Great football chat. We might have had a few disagreements and on the combined 11, but that's football, though, isn't it? You know, he's obviously going to go on an 11 of Arsenal. You know, who's going to obviously he's going to go on form, isn't he, rather than overall. If you want on overall, most of Leicester's players, you know, are better, and you know, obviously Arsenal, how they performed recently, you wouldn't have said, oh, well, they're going to get, how many Arsenal players are going to get in that Leicester team? Not many, unless you look at form. But yeah, great having you on, Joe, as always.
Thank you very much for having me.
And hopefully we'll see you again for the reverse fixture at the King Power Stadium, pal.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All right, cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on. That was Joe, great guest. I'm still having nightmares about Aaron Ramsdale. Well, great save from Maddison's free kick, of course. Right, guys, coming up on Leicester Fan TV. The Premier League Predictions Show tomorrow night instead of Thursday. So join me and Tom for that, 7:30. Pre-match show with Reedy on Friday. The watch-along on Thursday for Spartak Moscow. Join Elijah and Michael for the watch-along. And Jamie, obviously, pre-match as well. The Aftermath show at 10 o'clock on Sunday. Then we've got Leeds versus Leicester watch-along after that. And then we've got the WSL weekly show. I'll be doing that Saturday. So join me this Saturday as Leicester City tomorrow take on Everton in the Conti Cup. Good luck to the Leicester City women, as always. Sophie, Ashley, Tasha Flint. Good luck to you all. Hopefully we can get through to the next round. And then obviously Leicester women have got Manchester City at the King Power Stadium on Sunday. So if you're not going to the Leeds game, go down to the King Power. Only £7. Go and watch the Leicester City women. Go and cheer them on. Get behind the Leicester women and let's get them points. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, wherever you can find us at Leicester Fan TV. Go and follow us as always. YouTube, subscribe to us at Leicester Fan TV. Thank you to these guys, ADT, Hollogram, Tiger, Pizzeria, Pukka Pies, Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, the Fox's Arms in Alcudia, Newby Co, and Hope Against Cancer. Thank you to all the sponsors tonight. See you on Sunday, Jack. Yes, you will, Ronnie, mate. As we travel down to Ellen Road. If you come down to Ellen Road, come and say hello to us. As always, come and have a chat. All things Leicester City. Thanks, Jack. Enjoyed it. And thank you to everybody tonight for all the likes, for all the comments on Facebook or wherever you've watched us on Leicester Fan TV tonight. Thank you to everybody so much for interacting tonight. It's been a great show. Joe was a great guest. So join us tomorrow for the Premier League Predictions Show. Guys, have a great rest of the evening, whatever you're up to. And keep it here at Leicester Fan TV. Come on, Leicester. Leicester's next game is against Spartak Moscow on Thursday. Let's go and get them 3 points. Come on, boys. Night, guys. And bye-bye for now.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.